chips. Thank you.
Galing din ang sauce.
Hate to think that you will have to die someday. Hindi naman delikado kasi parang anong sabihin nila.
ഇരിക്കും